Hi, this is Holland Coin,
And my name is Bryce Misher.
and this is our final milestone for 361, our IoT application. So I'll start by showing you the functionality, and I'll go ahead and register a new user. I'll register myself. And I'll go ahead and press that register button, and it'll take me to login, so I'll log in with that account. And you can see that it brings us to our home page that Bryce will go over.
So for our homepage, we have a table and a graph, and we also have a feature that's a button up here. It's called Live Feed. So if we come over to the Apple Watch application and I go ahead and click Start, which will basically start generating heart rate data, and I can click Live Feed, and it will basically, every time a new heart rate is inputted into the database, it will refresh the page. And the graph looks really weird here because the time span is different. So we have heart rates from a couple minutes ago that are now getting generated now, but in a couple calls here, it will actually be look like a normal graph. So as you can see there, and then this will just continually refresh with new heart rates. And I can go ahead and click stop, and it'll just stay stationary. And now Holland will go over some of the code.
All right, so I'll start going over kind of how our enterprise application is working. We start with controller that injects the business interface. And that business interface is reflecting on our heart rate business interface, which we have our methods to view all and to create a heart rate, both of which are calling methods within the injected data service or data access interface, which is implementing our heart rate data service. And we have our view all and our create here, which are basically connecting with the database. This is inserting the new heart rate into it with catching our exceptions and viewing all, which is what it allows us to generate the graph that Bryce will go over.
So for the graph, we use Google's API in order to make calls to the REST service that we have, which I'll go over in a little bit, to gather data and then make a line graph with that data. And it's Google's API makes it very simple. It's just using JavaScript to be able to create that graph. And then that graph is actually put into the reporting page, and it's just a simple line of code that references that script that I just showed you. And then for the REST service, it's just simply two methods. One that gets all the heart rates, and that's a HTTP GET request. And then we have a POST request that is saving the heart rates using a path parameter that we add at the end of the REST service. And now I will go over some of the Xcode stuff. So this is what we used for creating the actual heart rate application for the Apple Watch. And a lot of this is security because of the fact that we are getting sensitive data from the user. So most of it is making sure we have access to be able to create or be able to read the data from the health kit, which is an API that Apple has that gives us the ability to read the data. And then down here is the actual REST service. So right here, every time a new heart rate is recorded, it then converts a heart rate to, instead of beats per second, to beats per minute. And then using the REST API URL, we then make a POST request that will send to the REST service. And that is the overview of our project. Thank you for watching.